Hello and welcome back to video number 2 on launch day of whiskeyresource.com. If you haven't already subscribed, please do, and if you're getting any value out of these videos, please thumbs them up and visit the website. As I mentioned previously, the website's live. It's still under development. There's areas that's going to be published very soon. There's an option at the bottom of the homepage to subscribe to a newsletter that's going to get published every couple of weeks. We're not going to publish any more than 3 a month unless there's some significant news to be put out there. So this is whiskey review number 2. I'm going to be looking at a blend this time round, and if you watch my previous video it won't come as any surprise to see that it's actually Ballantine's finest that I'm going to be quickly reviewing. So this is going to be a short video. Okay, so if you have watched the previous video, you'll know that we've developed a scoring system for value on a whiskey, as well as the typical score that we're going to be offering for flavour and nose and the general experience of whiskey. So in terms of the value score for Ballantine's, it's going to work slightly different to how a aged whiskey would work, because this is a non-age statement blended Scotch whisky. A blended Scotch whisky, for those that don't actually know, is a combination of grain whisky and malt whisky by multiple distilleries, so it gets the title blended Scotch whisky. Okay, so the score, it's 40% ABV, it is chill filtered, and it has E150 in it. It has colorants in it, so that's going to impact on the score a little bit. I'll tell you the score straight away. It's actually 84.35 is the score, so an 84 on the score for value. In terms of price, this retails at about £22 online. You can find it cheaper than that if you were to dig around, but without like deals, you're looking at around £22 is the general online price for it. So in terms of blended Scotch, it's kind of thereabouts. When it's on offer, it's very competitive. When it's not on offer, it is actually price pointed slightly higher than maybe Johnnie Walker Red would typically be at, because I think Johnnie Walker Red you typically see it about £20 less than that in a lot of places as standard price. A little bit of history of Ballantine's. Founded in 1827 by George Ballantine. It's had various change of ownerships over the years, and most recently it's the Chivas brothers that manage it. However, Chivas is actually owned by Pernod Ricard, so it's part of the Pernod Ricard group of companies. So Ballantine's, it is a blend of multiple different whiskies. Predominantly you'll find that they say that it's Milton Duff and Glenburgie is the main whiskies to go in this, as well as a few grain whiskies, and you can, I believe, pick up some of the grain notes in there, although it's not quite as strong as other Scotch whiskies that you can try. So we'll have a quick taste of it. So this particular whiskey was a gift. I actually got this as a Christmas gift, and when I first tasted it I thought it was okay. Subsequent tastes, however, because it was the neck pour, the first pour, I started to get this really off-putting smell from it. So if you look at the top there, you can see it actually has a plastic pourer in it, and as they say on their website, it's a whiskey for mixing. It's not really whiskey for enjoying neat, or maybe it's for enjoying with ice or maybe some water, but it's predominantly a mixing whiskey. But I'm getting a strange nose, and I'm not sure if it's that plastic cap is actually causing it. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you, when I brought the bottle close, you may have actually caught that it's actually a 750ml bottle. It is actually missing the UK duty stamp, which I'll show you quickly on the Glenn Heartless here, UK duty. Okay, so the Ballantine's missing that UK duty, and the fact that it's a 750ml bottling would suggest it was actually sent for export and the person who bought it must have bought it and brought it back from wherever they travelled, and it was for me as a gift. So thank you to that person. It actually has a date on the back on there. It was bottled on the 2nd of October 2019. So whoever picked it up has picked it up since October. I'm not sure where that person's actually travelled in. Anyway, cheers. So on the nose, what the distillery notes say about it is that it's heather honey and spice and floral. And I'm getting this overwhelming smell, which, except for the first pour, I've had ever since. And that smell, I've been racking my brain, trying to think of what it is. And it's not a pleasant smell. And I was thinking to myself, that reminds me of something. And it dawned on me, it smells like Tippex. I mean, not the original Tippex, the solvent, like bad Tippex that people who glue sniffed. I think it's more the Tippex Mark II, the safe Tippex. That's what it smells like. A little bit of research is that the safe version of Tippex is being made up with aliphatic hydrocarbons. So that smell I'm getting on there, I'm going to attribute to an aliphatic hydrocarbon. But I'm getting sweetness, a little bit of honey, and I'm getting that off-putting Tippex smell. On the taste, well, the distillery notes say that they expect light milk chocolate, some red apple, some vanilla, a little bit of vanilla, but sweet, subtly sweet, they say. I'm not sure it's subtle sweet. It's actually, it's a bit of an artificially sweet, but it is sweet. I'm getting slight, if you want to describe it as apple, slight apple. I would say there is probably a little bit of heather in there. I would say that it's a very, very poor relative of something like a Highland Park, maybe. I'm not enjoying it, really. I'm not really enjoying it, and I think it is fair to say that this is a mixing whiskey. This is, of course, the first in their core range of whiskies, the finest being the first one, the cheapest one they do. I don't think adding any water to it would do anything other than get rid of some of that taste, get rid of some of that smell, and make it a bit more bearable. That's what you do with mixing whiskies. Much better with a bit of water. So the value score was 84.35, round that with 34. In terms of overall score for flavour and nose, I'll probably have to give it a best of 75. It's not a whiskey that I would choose to go out and buy. They have tried to promote the bottle by doing special edition labels. This isn't one of the special edition labels, but I think they released 4 different labels on this to try and capture people who want to buy it for collections, maybe. I wouldn't fall for that, not for a whiskey like that. The whiskey needs to taste good and have a good, enjoyable experience. But that's it. Ballantine scores 74, 75. It's unremarkable, and it's certainly one that's going to probably sit there until maybe I do a tasting night. But thank you all very much. As I say, if you wish to subscribe, thumbs up the video, go visit the website, and subscribe to the newsletter. Cheers now.